Hey, welcome back to another Alps electrical installation video, and today I've got a fantastic job on our hands. We've been looking forward to this one. It's actually a neighbour of a solar job we did a couple of months ago. You might remember this one, we filmed a video for it as well, and we're right next door, and this one is just as exciting. We've got a 12.29 kilowatt system, which is 27 455 watt all black solar panels, and it's the first time we've used this brand called iCore, which is supposed to be, extremely efficient. They look amazing, by the way. We just opened them up there and you can't even see the cells. Just beautiful looking panels. So yeah, we're looking forward to installing them. And connected to that, we've got a solid 8 kilowatt inverter and also 2 Tesla Powerwalls on this job. So we've got, this bit is going to be our wall here. This is what we're going to use. That's where everything's going to go. We're going to put, I think we'll put the Solace inverter here. In fact, I've drew out a little plan, as I always like to do. It's a bit basic, but you'll see. That's the plan. So we're going to put the Powerwalls side by side. We're going to put the Solace inverter, should fit in there. I mean, if we need to move this, we will. And then we're going to put the gateway here. So first job really is to install the Hardy Backer board. We're going to put Hardy Backer all on there. So we've got something good to attach to and for fire protection as well. And then, like I say, inverter, gateway, Powerwalls. My plan is to run some 50x50 along, up that side, so we can take the DC out and up that way, AC in this way. But what we've got to do is obviously we've got to break into the main tails, which currently are running from the meter cupboard all the way along to a Henley block up there, and then that splits off to 2 consumer units, one in the garage and one in the main house. So we're going to break into that, and we're going to put a new Henley block up there, which is going to then connect and extend them meter tails into the gateway and then back out of the gateway, and we can connect back into that existing Henley block. We installed a couple of EV chargers here, the Zappy chargers, a couple of months back. We've got a bit of a reconfiguration to do there so that the solar can't see the EV chargers. I'll explain a little bit more about that later. So this customer wanted to maximise the roof spaces, so we've actually got 4 roofs that we're installing these panels on. We've got the southwest roof has got 12 panels. The southeast, which is the back of the garage, that's got 6 panels. Northwest is actually the front of the garage roof, which has got another 6 panels on. And then southeast is the little triangular part at the back of the house, and we're going to put 3 panels on there. So yeah, there's a lot of planning gone into this job, and so we've been looking forward to it. It's been 2 or 3 months in the making, and here we are. It's a lovely sunny day. England got beat last night, unfortunately, in the Euro final, so there's been a few tears shed, but the sun's shining, and we're really looking forward to this. So I better get cracking, because I've spent a good hour now just planning out, marking on the roof, talking on this video, taking drone shots. I want to get working, so yeah, come back later and check out how things are going. Right, so as you can see, I've got my Hardy Backer on the wall, and then I've got my basic trunk in shape. So as you can see, it's taking shape now. I've had to move this socket and the light switch, which I'll put them back in place, obviously. I won't just leave them strung from the ceiling like that. So yeah, inverter, gateway, Powerwall, and then obviously my isolators, which I've got a little plan for. It might change, but I like to have a bit of some sort of strategy that I can, either change or stick with, or whichever, whatever works. So yeah, it's good. I enjoy doing this kind of thing, because it takes me back, to be honest. Having a wall like this where you can just do an install, and it takes me back to my AM2, and any Sparkies watching this will remember, know what I'm talking about. Even though it was, what was it now? 32 years ago. Is that right? 32, shit. Oh God, depressing. 32 years ago, man. Shocking. Yeah, it doesn't make me feel much better. But anyway, it takes me back to then. I love doing stuff like this. I love just having like a, like I say, like just a wall where you've got to put all your gear in and make it look smart. I mean, this custom's obviously, you know, it's not a cheap system they're getting installed, so it's important for me and them that it looks really, really tidy. So my next plan of action, I think I might just get the, I think I'll get the inverter and gateway set in position. Then we'll do the power walls. And then I know what I'm playing with then. I know what I've got left space-wise. And then I can position the isolators and everything like that around that. And also it gets the garage clear as well, because we've got the power walls and the inverter and everything stacked here. So I can clear all that out. And yeah, but the lads are doing really well on the roof. The front garage roof there is just about railed up. The next step would be to get the DC cables out on that side, and then I think we'll do the other side of the garage roof, get that all bracketed and railed. And then at the end of the day, they can put the panels on. Give me a hand to lift these power walls in place. So yeah, and the sun's out as well. I mean, whew, being trekked today. Okay, so it's day 2, and yesterday we made some good progress. In the garage there, we got all the main parts mounted onto the wall, and the hardy backer on the wall as well. So we've got the gateway, the 2 power walls, and the inverter, and obviously our trunking. And then we got the 6 panels on the front and the back of the garage all done, and the strings wired in place as well. As you can see, Leo is the bird mesh king, as you know, and he's just behind us putting the bird mesh on there. And Brad's in the garage there. He's just starting putting all the isolators in place. We've planned out where we want to put everything so that it looks nice, and then obviously we'll just start wiring. We'll get all the bits wired in the garage, all the components, get the strings into the inverter, and then look to get the meter tails across into the gateway. And we'll show you a bit of that wiring actually in a bit more detail, how the Tesla gateway is wired and how you connect up the power walls and the inverter and everything like that. We'll show you all that. So there's a lot to do, and we're also going to start having a look at installing the panels on the other 2 roofs. We may end up leaving the main roof of the house for tomorrow, so we've still got the small sort of quadrant at the back to do, and there's quite a bit of conduit and stuff like that to do, getting the strings up into that main loft. So yeah, lots to get on with. As you can see behind me as well, just a quick note, because I know there's going to be comments in the on this video saying you put the panels too close to the edge. Well, I'll just explain why. So yeah, obviously we follow all the MCS guidelines, which stipulate a gap around the edge of the panels of around 400 to 500 mil, which is what we always follow. But in this case, you see, it's the garage, it's a lower down roof, and it would have meant the customer, because there's like a chimney stack there, it would have meant 4 panels instead of 6 for the sake of 300 mil. So we contacted MCS and we explained the situation, and they advised that they're quite happy with it as long as we installed extra hooks for the rails for the mounting, just to make it more secure. So that's what we've done. So we've followed all the MCS guidelines, and it's allowed the customer to maximise the potential of this garage roof, because importantly, the south is kind of over there on this property. So we've got the panels at the back that are going to be getting the early sun, and as the sun rotates around here, obviously these panels then are going to pick it up, and then the panels on the main roof, which is just here, are going to start getting the sun later on after about 1 o'clock. So of course it's important to try and maximise the potential of that roof there, because it is going to be a good roof later on in the day. So that's why we've done what we've done. So yeah, so I'm going to go in there and give Brad a hand. We're going to get on with wiring everything up. Leo will finish off with a bird mesh, and then we'll start looking at some panels at the back. Right, so as Leo is just making a start on the third roof, the small sort of triangular area, he's putting the 3 panels on there. So he's just going to make a start on the brackets and the rails. He's finished the bird mesh at the front, which looks lovely. And Brad's been working hard in here, getting all the isolators and everything on. And we've just made a start on wiring in the strings between the inverter and the bottom of the isolators. And also we're wiring in the Teslas as well. So I'll just show you this. Basically what we've got is, from the gateway, we're going to have obviously our main meter tails coming in and back out. So we're basically bypassing through the gateway before it goes on to the household consumer units. And then Brad's already put in the Powerwall supplies here. So we've got a Powerwall supply each, a 6mm twin and earth. They'll be on 32 amp RCBOs individually. So you've got one running down to your first isolator, and then which will go on to the Powerwall, and then one running to the other isolator to supply each one. And then what you have is, you have a pos and neg, which we use just a 1mm twin and earth, a pos and neg to your first Powerwall, and then it loops from the first Powerwall to the second Powerwall. And then you also have a communications cable as well, which runs from the gateway into your first Powerwall, and again loops from your first Powerwall to your second Powerwall. So they're in place now. So what we're going to do is get a bit of flexible conduit from the bottom of these isolators and get these Tesla Powerwalls wired in, get the inverter wired in, and then we'll have a look at the meter tails. So all going good so far. So yeah, check back later. So just a quick explainer on the Powerwall wiring. We've still got this one to connect. So what we've got here is our supply cable, the 6mm. We've got our 12 volt pos and neg in and out, because we're going to link the second Powerwall, and then we have our communication cable in and out. So we've connected this one up, as you can see, from the isolator it loops in, and then it's a little hard to see in here. Hopefully you can see a little. You've got your live and neutral, your main line and neutral in, and then in the top there you've got a little plug, and that's where your 12 volt pos and neg goes in, along with just a single pair communication cable. And then because this is our last Powerwall on the line, at the top there you've got a plug with a resistor in that goes in the outside. So and then you've got your earth connects onto the metal framing, and that's it. That's your second Powerwall. You've got this little plug here with where goes for your line and neutral, and that's what you connect that into. So obviously on this first one we're going to be coming in to the bottom plug, and then the top plug is what is your out to the next Powerwall, and so on and so forth. Right, so Customer of the Year award goes to Gareth, who's just sorted us out with some freezer pops. What are they called? Freezer pops? Mr. Freeze. It's blooming warm, and yeah, so I haven't had one of these since I was about 8, so it's like reliving my youth. So cheers. 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 Cheers, Gareth.
Cheers, Gareth.
This is a life. Quote. Well, here we are, it's day 3 on this installation in Stockton-On-Tees, and as you can see, it's another beautiful day. I don't know what's happening at the minute, but we're being very lucky and being treated to some beautiful weather. I've had to move the camera forward because the sun is just blaring over the top of this property, and like that is why, like at the back, we've got the panels at the back as well, because the sun is right over here in this corner. So these panels at the back are all getting sun on them now, and then that is going to move round there, hit the back of the garage, the panels on the back of the garage, around here, and then obviously pick up these ones at the front. But today we're going to be working on the main roof now. So there's only 12 panels to do. There was 27 in total, I think. 12 panels left. Leo's at the back, starting the bird mesh on the 3 panels, which won't take him long. And Brad is just inside, and he's cracking on with the AC side, which what's left is literally just the meter tails now. So yeah, last night we got pretty much all of the wiring done. All the DC cables are back into the inverter through the isolators, and then all the AC wiring from the gateway to the Powerwalls is all done through the isolators and generation meter. So all that's left to do now on the AC side is just to wire in everything in the gateway. So that's what Brad's on with now. I'm going to show you actually a little bit about that and explain the wiring inside the gateway. So yeah, so here we have the Tesla gateway, and this is our main fuse here. So we'll have our line conductor coming straight in from the meter, from the DNO supply in, coming into the top, and then the bottom out into L1 supply. Obviously you can have these as 3-phase as well, L1, L2 and 3, so we just need the L1 in this case. Neutral will go into the neutral bar, and then neutral will come back out of the neutral bar and back to supply the house, and out of L1 into the 100 amp isolator again, and then that's going to have a little bank of RCBOs which is going to supply the inverter and the Powerwalls. And you can also have, if you wanted to, install a non-backup supply. So if you wanted another consume unit that obviously wasn't backed up in the event of a power cut, you can supply that from here. But in this case, in this customer, everything's going to be supplied on backup, so it's coming from there. This is your neutral to earth link, which is automatically broken inside the gateway in the event of a power cut, so that obviously there's no link between neutral and earth, so that no voltage can go back down and travel back to the grid. So in the event of a power cut, this neutral earth link is broken, and that's why we install an earth rod, because that would be the earth for the property once it's in off-grid mode. So our comms come from up here. It's one of these, I think it's the top one. The comms and the positive and negatives, the 12 volt supply, they go in there. And then you've got your CT connections, CT1, 2 and 3. In this case we'll just need CT1. And that's it really. So yeah, we're just getting, Brad's just getting the main tails in now. So we're obviously coming in and back out with line and neutral, and then we just need an earth as well, which we're just going to take from the consumer unit, as that's where the earth first enters the property, so it comes into there. So we'll probably take the earth straight down into that board and connect it into that. And there's our Henley block up there, so we're going to split the tails out of that and divert them down and into the gateway. Well, that's the end of day 3, and we've got all the panels on all the roofs now, and all the bird protection is done as well. It's been such a hot day today, it's been stiflingly hot on this roof. But we've got there. I've just done the earth rod as well, So we took up a bit of the block paving to get that earth cable round, put it in some conduit, and that looks nice and neat and tidy. And Brad's gone all finished off in the garage now, just literally finishing off the main tails now, connect them into the Henley blocks, and we're just going to power up. So yeah, it's been a tough day with the weather. I mean, you can't have it all, can you? It's like we whinge when it's raining, we whinge when it's windy, we whinge when it's cold, and we whinge when it's hot. So you can't have it always, but I tell you what's good about when it's hot. You go straight from here to the nearest pub and we get 3 pints of the coldest lager. Been thinking about it all day, so that's where we're going. But yeah, so really pleased, and tomorrow morning we're going to come and just commission, power up the Powerwalls, and yeah, get everything up and running, and you know, commissioned and tested. So yeah, so we'll come back in the morning, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of the wiring as well within the Tesla gateway, and just go over exactly what we've done, and then commission the system and get it all up and running. And then hopefully the sun's going to stay out for the next few days for the customer, and he's going to be a happy chappy, seeing some fantastic generation from these panels. So yeah, all good. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here we are. It's the morning of day 4, and we're all finished now. We've commissioned the Solis inverter and connected that to the customer's Wi-Fi. We've just commissioned the Tesla and the gateway, and that's all connected, and it's literally just going through its sort of learning cycle now. It's drawing from the grid to top the batteries up. We can hear the fans going on the Powerwall. So yeah, we're pretty much there now. I'm going to show you a little bit actually about the wiring inside the gateway and just explain how this is all wired. I'll start at this end. So basically, obviously we've got like our main line and neutral that come from the DNO, from the electricity provider. Obviously that's coming in, and they go into the gateway and then back out the gateway to supply the whole of home. And then from the gateway we've got 3 circuits there. We've got 1 for the inverter and 1 for each Powerwall. So the inverter has its own AC isolator here, and then obviously it goes straight into the inverter there. That's the AC side. And then we've got our 3 DC isolators, 1 for each string, and we're going to mark all these up soon and label everything. Obviously we've got like 27 panels totaling 12.29 kilowatts. We've got our 8 kilowatt Solis inverter there with the 3 strings for the various roofs. So that's that. And then we come over here. We have we've got our 3 RCBOs. We've got 2 circuits for each, 1 for each Powerwall. We've got an AC isolator there for this one and an AC isolator for this one. Some nice 50x50 trunk and running right round. DC cables are all kept separate from the AC. So at the minute we're generating 3600 watts, so 3.6 kilowatts, which is pretty good because it's quite early in the morning and it's just at the back there. So it's just on the back string at the minute. Obviously, as the sun goes round, it's going to pick up all these panels. So be interested to see, you know, what sort of generation we're going to get today, because it's going to be a real sunny day. So yeah, so as we're finishing off now, we're just going to have a little fly around, show you all the panels, and see how great they look on the roof. Right, so that's everything now commissioned and up and running. We're completely finished, and the last thing we're going to do is simulate a grid outage. So it's just in the Tesla app, there's a backup test button. So we're going to go into that, backup whole home, and begin backup test. It says there, inform the customer, which obviously we already have. Apparently his son's on his PlayStation, so he's not going to be very happy, but she said to go ahead anyway, so here we go. The lights should hopefully go out and then come straight back on. So there's about 30% in the batteries, so that should suffice. So here we go. Switching over now. That's it. Didn't even flicker, did it? That was fast, that was amazing. So now we can reconnect to grid. So it's just checking the grid and it'll go straight back on. Flick back over. Which inside here? Oh, it's inside there, you can't see it. So it's just qualifying the grid. It'll do its checks, make sure that the voltage is correct and everything before it accepts the grid again. There you go. We're back on grid. Good stuff. So everything's working. We're all done. It's been a great job. Really enjoyable job. Looks absolutely amazing, and the customer's really happy. And so yeah, it's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully if you're enjoying our videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you got something from this video, and we'll see you on the next one.